Ladies and gentlemen, this is Cold City Podcast, and I'm your host, Cecily Fresh Romelanini, back with another episode and a special guest. I think this one is for the books. Ladies and gentlemen, the poet, the rapper, the producer, I don't know what else to say, man. Bongane Stealth Motor. What up, my G?
All is well, man. All is well.
You good?
All is well. I'm good, man.
I'm good too, man. Before we tap into everything, man, can you please tell the viewers about who you are, where you come from, who is Bongane?
Alright, I think I prefer stealth because Bongane is like something out here is going. Okay, Bongane. Even as it's calling, they wouldn't even call me that name. They call me Morta by my surname.
Yeah.
Most people know me as stealth in the creative industry.
Crazy dog. But I don't know why that you are a late bloomer. How are you late bloomer in terms of what? Late bloomer in terms of what?
In terms of all the things I want to do, in terms of being like a success.
Yeah.
Because success has like milestones. People want to be like, okay, when I'm 30, I'm gonna have a car, I'm gonna have a house, I'm gonna have this, I'm gonna be successful somebody. So being a late bloomer is gonna take longer than everybody else. And if I get a late bloomer, I can even do it at 96.
Yeah. Shit's crazy because me, I thought something else.
I don't know. I don't want to say anything about what you thought. I don't know. What did you think?
Nah, I thought like in terms of like relationship wise, girls and all of that.
All of that too.
Crazy because you went to Whipping High. How, man?
Whipping High, that's not me. That's not me.
I mean, not really Whipping High. You went to
Green Day.
Green Day.
Yeah.
You went to Green Day, dog. You were exposed to a lot of shit as that side.
Yeah, there's exposure and then there's readiness.
Oh, so he wasn't ready. You felt like he wasn't ready.
Yeah, it was all too much. Like you say, make number sheets.
Crazy. Have you been? Have you ever been in an interview before?
Interviews. Not unless I'm hosting them.
Yeah.
Not unless I'm hosting them.
But you never like been in an interview where you the one actually been interviewed.
No.
Crazy. I think we're gonna make this one the best.
Nah, just do that. Just do that.
Yeah, so far, I picked you up as a rapper, a photographer, and what? A poet. Yeah. Which one would you say like came first?
I'd say when we speak about poetry, it's more rap than poetry for me. Like I'm a part of Notepad Poetry, which is a company, a platform, a multimedia platform for poets.
Yeah.
And rap is rhythm and poetry. So yeah, I am kind of a rapper, but not the who am I rapper, not the who am I poet rather. I'm more of a rapper than a poet.
That's crazy. Well, like when did this shit like start?
2006.
Jesus. Never thought of being behind the mic or anything. Until I was still in school, primary.
Yeah.
Primary, yeah, I was still in primary. So you're doing shit 2006.
2006. I think I was listening to, I think I heard something by Eminem. Forgot the song, but it was an Eminem song.
Not Afraid, ne?
Not Afraid is now. Not Afraid is now. I think it was cleaning out my closet or something like that. Yeah, I heard that, was inspired, and I went and wrote my own.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
So that's like ever since then you've been like a rapper.
Yeah, then around 2013 I started shooting
like your own photos and stuff.
Yeah, I went to the Val, and when I was at the Val, somebody was shooting a music video, so I was like, okay, this is all that happens with music video, just a couple cameras and a crew.
Yeah,
I can do this back home.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Then in terms of, you grew up at Namibia, right?
Yeah.
How was it growing up there, like?
How was it? It's Namibia. It was okay.
Yeah.
I was okay. I think it got interesting around 2019 when I started actually attending shows, like hip hop shows. So saying, was these guys, but the bad boy. No. Hey man, it was a long time ago.
Yeah.
The guys were inspired by G-Unit.
Yeah.
So it was like 8 of them. Man.
Where were you by the time they used to host that event in Masakali?
Masakana. Which one is that?
Like a garage, man, the coke like truck would come, display the stage, people would do all sorts of stuff.
That's the era I'm talking about.
You were also like part of that shit.
I didn't go to Masakana. I went Mabeza Lapa.
On the other side.
Yeah, my
I
base
was
is
also there where they like built 3 stages or something.
No, like when I was there was one stage, there was one coke truck there. And then I wanted to go on stage and perform.
And there were stalls.
No, there were no stalls.
Okay,
it was just like the truck with the stage and then make now one. Yeah.
Because like I attended like a few of those events. I still remember like they were on the massacre and then they moved to the other side, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So in terms of people who would say like inspired you, since you mentioned Eminem, who else would you say like inspired you to do this shit?
Inspired to do this thing. Let me think. Because it was an Eminem song.
Yeah.
And then it was an R. Kelly song. And then when I heard that song, I thought of doing my own version of that song.
Jesus.
Yeah, and then I made like a poem in primary.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was something about looking for love or something.
So I want to know how you hop on the poet thing, because well, I know rap and poetry is almost the same thing, but if you check poetry, it's more. I feel like poetry is more advanced than rap. I don't know.
Like people talk about like real hip hop.
Yeah.
And when they talk about real hip hop, they're talking about hip hop with like a strong poetry presence.
Yeah.
Like you could take one verse from a song and do it at a poetry show, and people be like, yeah, no, yeah, ballad it out. Yeah. So poetry is like a big part of rap, like a big part, like a huge part of rap.
Okay, man.
Yeah.
And the passion for photos, where did it come from? Being a photographer, I mean.
I'm not really much of a photographer. Like I like doing videos, like moving photos. That's more my thing. Like when I think about photography, it's more like themed photos, like themed shoots. Not events per se, like themed shoots. Okay.
So I noticed that you're from like a different era, the 90s era maybe, or the 80s, but I feel like music has changed how it used to make us feel, like currently.
Yeah.
What's your take on that? Do you believe it has changed? I mean, listening to the hip hop that we're bumping nowadays is just bubblegum. Something will bump for 3 months, then it's out of fashion, but you could go back to some classic back then, like they still hit even today if they play them. Like, do you think like it still hit the same compared to the one we used to rock?
Alright, I'm not that old. 18, 19.
But you just mentioned 2006.
Yeah,
I was
like
a kid.
the early 2000s, the early 2000s. Yeah, that's when I started consuming music proper. Okay. Yeah, around that time. But with respect to how music has changed, I think the more it became commercialized, the more people are more interested in commercializing it. Yeah. So it wasn't about like how it felt. It wasn't about the love anymore. Crazy. It was about the money.
Yeah, I think that's the problem, because if you check now, there's no longer talent. It's all about. I mean, the lyrics are all the same, man. Yeah. Which is money, all of it.
No, but also it's really a problem, because if you look at the people who make music full time, you need to make music that people want to listen to. So you look at how, or you look at what's big right now and be like, okay, mangati piano nyana, niti a bit of what is this other thing I say Devin? Yeah, niti tom nyana. That's gonna be the type of hip hop people will like.
Will you hop on the pianos though?
Hey, me, I hop on what makes me feel good. Like, I'm not into this real hip hop thing. Like, but hip hop, never.
Yeah, but your views on Facebook says the same different thing. Because wow, like I started following you, I think this year earlier, and I was like, geez, the guy is smart. Your opinions, man, they sound real. It's an opinion, but you can tell that this is a statement. It's real. So whenever I come across those days where you shared a post talking about you need to be a rapper in order to be, you need to be a fan in order to be a rapper. I think you wanted to say something like that, but there was an error. Do you believe in that?
What was the post again? Because
I can't remember, but your caption was, you need to be a fan in order to be a rapper.
Yeah.
Do you believe you need to be a fan in order to be a rapper? Did you start like that? Obviously.
Yeah, like my thing is, what I was saying there is you need to love the craft. Yeah. And when you see somebody else doing it, you have this thing you would see, now I want to do it like that.
That's crazy.
Yeah, to that level. So that's what I meant.
Okay, so now because we are living in times where man there's depression, mental health, and all of that. Like, how do you keep sane or like position yourself? Because you've been like a content creator for a while, like, and sometimes maybe you feel like things are not working out. Like, how do you balance yourself, motivate yourself, and all of that?
Yeah. Well, like for me, you need to diversify.
Yeah,
You need to diversify. If you're gonna say this is my one thing and it needs to work, if you're saying it's your one thing, then it needs to work out tomorrow
I get it.
because that's all you have.
Yeah,
Like
but
if yeah, oh,
okay,
sorry.
go ahead,
I'm saying,
go ahead.
so I'm saying if you diversify and you make money elsewhere,
Yeah,
then what you do as a craft can take as long as it can take. Like there's somewhere else where you find your happiness.
yeah,
It's not necessarily in this thing working out right now. And that's where the depression comes from.
okay.
Because you're like, okay, I've been doing this for 6 months,
Decade,
there's nothing, even a decade. Because for me, that's why I went into the videography thing, because I'm like, okay, who's telling our stories?
No,
Nobody's telling our stories. So let me try and create platforms where I can share stories.
okay. You've seen the Big Bang Top 40, right?
Yeah.
Are you there?
I'm not. But also, I think I'm understanding now why he. I don't know why I'm saying he, but yeah, it is he because
Yeah,
Big Bang Magazine is owned by a he, and it's him who
I
makes.
said the name of the guy on the previous episode. You can
Yeah.
also say quick question. Yeah, quick question.
Kid question.
No, you on the page now.
You got the question. You got the question.
Right. You were saying, what do you think of it?
No, I think.
Do you know Kid Crush personally?
Yeah, I know him very personally. I think. Oh, it's been I don't know how many years since Mars. I think maybe 6 or 7 years since Mars Kid Crush.
Yeah. And you're not even on the top 40.
No, I think the top 40 is like me and my friends, and it's a who do I know that makes art and that I like.
Yeah.
So it's not really like who was good 5 years ago, because nobody knows you now. Like it's the new age.
Okay.
So you can only make a top 40 based on the people you know.
Yeah.
Like okay, yeah, rapper, he shared a link. Let me add him. And if you look at the top 5, he's there.
Yeah, he's number 3, dog.
You see.
Put himself under mood. Yeah.
You
well,
see.
well, like, what's your take on it? Like, according to how it's staged, like, do you think like it makes sense, bro?
I think it makes sense because for the most part, most people just make music, put it on SoundCloud, it's about right.
Yeah.
So when there's a top 40, like, okay, what does it take to be number one? Yeah, let me perform more, let me drop more music, let me shoot more music videos.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll be number one.
Okay.
Yeah.
But then, so you being there, you were not offended?
Initially, I was like, hey, man, these kids. But then, like, over time, I'm like, what have I put out in the past 5 years?
Or you ain't put up nothing?
Nothing. So I don't even deserve to be mentioned at all.
Yeah, but there are niggas who ain't been doing shit there, but they are in top 10.
I think they're favorites. Like, that's what I'm saying, Uti. It's a me and my friends
thing type of thing.
Yeah.
That's how I felt too. But then sometimes you can get like based for your opinion or whatever.
No, but I think what the top 40 has done is create conversations.
Yeah, like done a lot of stay, like, because people were going crazy. Like, I've seen like new rappers coming out of nowhere on some. How come I'm not there? Shit is not real, blah blah blah. But then
you see, that's a conversation to say people are taking hip hop seriously.
Okay, I get it. Like locally, what would you say is who's in the top 5 locally?
Locally. Toxic.
Yeah. Number 1, or is in order or you're just naming it?
There's no order, because if I'm gonna put an order, I'll put me top 5 all the way. So there's no particular order. So it's Toxic, it's Kingsley, it's Old School. That's the 3 of like rappers.
Yeah.
Mori differently. Assessor as well. And anybody I haven't mentioned, it's not that I don't like you, it's not that I don't think you're good, but it's my top 5.
I hate that thing of like you saying the top five, then let's stay with that thing, like that big Zulu kind of piece where you say shit, then at the end you're like, yeah,
No, it's not to saying Adala, but
Yeah.
because I know people are sensitive, especially rappers.
Yeah,
Like,
because I was
very
about to throw in a
sensitive.
few on some. Do you think this one doesn't even deserve to be there? You know our father, like,
Our father.
yeah,
No, like for me, how I listen to music,
yeah,
I listen to music for feeling. But if you're gonna talk about a top five rap, then
yeah,
I'm gonna put rappers. But if you're gonna talk about top five musicians, most of them won't make it because for me, if you're gonna talk about rapping on a song, what is the point?
okay,
Yeah, like I like people who actually give you a story. People who take you somewhere with their raps.
I should also check the niggas you mentioned out. I believe in you, so I think.
Toxic. I'm not toxic.
I've seen him on the socials, but I never met him personally.
It's an incredible rapper, that one.
Man.
Yeah, but his subject matter, ish. But as a rapper, amazing.
So, when in terms of you rapping, do you write yourself?
Yeah, definitely I write myself.
Or do you also write for others or chill?
I like to write for vocalists. Vocalists.
Not rappers.
No.
Never write for any rapper.
No, rappers are too egotistical to have ghostwriters.
Yeah. But nowadays, I feel like it's normal. If you're a rapper, you drop like 4 albums. It's enough after that to have a ghostwriter, don't you think? I mean, we people like run out of content. I mean, let's be honest. Can't drop album every fucking 2 years for like, well, you can for maybe like 10 years or 20 years. You can.
Yeah.
But like, let's be honest, people do run out of content, man.
Yeah.
It's either you're gonna end up telling us the one thing all over and over again. So people get bored. I mean, it's okay sometimes to bring in like a different ghostwriter, get a different strategy, don't you think?
Sure, but I don't really believe I need a ghostwriter per se because like when I write music, it's a therapy. It's my therapy.
Yeah.
It's a therapy session for me. So these are like intimate thoughts, and it's only me who knows them. So when I listen to a song, it's taking me back to where I was that time. Yeah.
Okay, that's crazy, man. You have your own podcast, right? The Stealth Effect. Not really the State Effect, but the State Effect is the name of the channel. Yeah, the podcast is. I don't know how to pronounce it because I don't know how to pronounce it because I know somehow you corrected on some. This is not.
Okay, like.
This is not.
Here's what happened. Like, the podcast is called Hip Hop Imalahle.
Yeah.
So somebody called it Imalahle Hip Hop Podcast.
Oh yeah. That's why I didn't want to say.
No, but also like I got this book called Positioning.
Yeah.
And when I read that book, how he pronounced it made sense, because it's how people think. And it's easy to remember that way.
Yeah.
So how I said it was a smart way, but not the right way for marketing.
Get it, dog. So how like has been like running your own podcast? Like what difficulties have you come across so far?
Difficulties.
Or should I say challenges?
Difficulties, challenges. Yeah, it's all one thing, but like for me, like the major issue is consistency. Yeah, to say Thursday I'm dropping an episode, and then because Slagoosh Ent Thursday is the whole day, then people are like, and then.
I'd also like to apologize. Like Nami, like I was dropping an episode last week Thursday. I said 4 o'clock case I equal and I was off. Oh, the episode I think uploaded around about 6:30.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm grateful. Shout out to everyone that's like, subscribe. Okay, sorry. Come on.
Mainly focus on the checking the site. I call create my shadows.
Create my shadow. Okay, well, sorry about that. We're gonna cut this out. What were we talking about? What were we talking about?
We're talking about uploading.
Yeah, the uploading thing. Yeah, man, it was crazy. I think the network that site is kind of dull.
Yeah, but somebody said something like the new guy I'm working with. Talking about like shooting in advance and then putting it on YouTube. Let's say it premieres the episode on to shoot it on fly.
Yeah, I also wanted to ask, but I'm asking you that off air. I don't want to drop the game. So yeah, okay. I think that will be all for today so far, man. Shout out to you for coming through. And yeah, what do you think about the whole thing?
Oh, that's the end of it.
Yeah, I think because like we're running out of time.
Oh yeah. No, I think. Have you pressed? Have you ended the recording?
Nah, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna cut it up.
Alright. No, yeah, no, it's a couple of good things.
Any last bit you wanna say, maybe? Something we ain't touched on and you feel like people need to know.
Okay, I think
Are you working on something? What are you busy with?
I'm working on a documentary called Shattered Dreams. It's shot by a company called 1050 State, SME.
Oh,
Yeah, sitting down with artists who have decided to give up and some who have decided to keep going.
yeah.
So we're talking about giving hope to those who are thinking of giving up.
Get it, man. That's dope.
Yeah.
Keep it up, my nigga. Thank you for coming through.
Well,
This is not the last shot. We're probably gonna have another one. For me, this wasn't even an interview, but a learning curve because I know how smart you are and all of that. So I just wanted to get an insight of you.
Oh, no.
And also be close to you because maybe this must be the last time since you're shooting documentary. Now you gotta hit up some PA and some. Can I get more money?
Nah, it's a discard. We still chill, man. It's a cool.
Thanks for coming through, man.
Nah, it's okay, man.
I appreciate it. Ladies and gentlemen, we out. Cold City Podcast. Boom.
It's all.